And if life is a song, this week's 7 Everyday Hero has quite the tune to belt out.
Here is Mitch Delniker with the story of a lifelong outstanding volunteer.
Music just makes you happier. So imagine the delight for area nursing homes when the Platt Park Chorus performs for free.
But it's a wonderful feeling when they come. Make us happy.
And right there in the center of this volunteer chorus is Levene. She's been with the group, well, since LBJ was president.
Let's see, I retired in 1966, and then I joined this group.
That's more than a half a century of making people happy with song, where the audience is often younger than she is.
101 and a half.
Yep, Mimi will turn 102 this year, but never misses a chance to sing.
Just because I'm old, there's no reason I don't want to do things.
I think what makes Mimi special is that she's been there the longest, over 30 years. She knows every song. She does not read music, but boy, can she carry a tune.
She is a joyful person, and she's clever and very witty, and she just makes us all have a good time.
She's our Southern belle. She's from Mississippi.
Well, it makes other people feel good.
I'm Mitch from Denver 7. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi. I knew your face. I knew you looked familiar.
You did? All right, awesome. Well, we're here for you today. You're the last one to show up, but the first one in everyone's heart here, because check this out. Denver 7 and American Financing want to honor you as a 7 Everyday Hero for all your volunteering, your gift of song to the community. Woo! Congratulations.
What did I do to deserve this?
To nominate a hero in your life, just go to thedenverchannel.com, click on our community section, and then 7 Everyday Heroes. Hopefully some good days to go running outside today,
Yes! Get your run on.
Yeah.
Temperatures in the 50s tomorrow, and then we'll be in the 70s by the middle of the week mark with sunny skies on the way, and then we're back in the 50s and 60s through the end of the week.
I'm just complaining how sore I am.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like an old man. All right.
Well, coming up, the Broncos are ready for free agency to begin until they get... Will they get the quarterback thereafter? Lionel, Woody, and Troy have the latest.
Plus, will CSU make history and go after Becky Hammond as the men's basketball coach? A 360 view next on Xfinity Sports Extra.
Welcome to Xfinity Sports Extra, and let the games begin. The free agency games, like the Hunger Games, except with free agents. Tomorrow, the legal tampering period begins, 2 days during which teams can start talking to players. Like the Broncos will start talking to Kirk Cousins and his agent, Mike McCartney. There will be other teams talking to Kirk and Mike, and there will be lots of numbers in these talks as well, like a 3 followed by 7 zeros. Now, Von Miller's talking too, and he's not beating around the bush or sugarcoating it. He is frank, blunt, and straight up recruiting Cousins to come to Denver. Sort of like back to school when the star player trying to help land the prize recruit.
It's kind of like, college again. You got an athlete coming to your school, and you want to try your best to get him there. And that's the same with us. We really would like to have Kirk. I think, him and his personality and, things that he brings to the table fits in with Denver. But it's a lot of great teams out there with a lot of, with large pocketbooks. So, we just had to wait and see. But I give him the ultimate spiel on why Denver is special to me. I'm here all in for the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes.
All in, Von. All right, we are all in at Denver 7 tonight, too. Broncos insider Troy Rink is here, and Denver sports legend Woody Page as well. Gentlemen, start your engines if you have engines, because tomorrow, Troy, the Broncos start the quest for a quarterback.
Finally, this is what fans have been waiting for ever since the carousel of Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch. That was the worst quarterback play other than the Cleveland Browns. So Kirk Cousins would solve a lot of problems, give them stability, no more decision in spring training camp. None of that. You would have your guy. But why not Cousins? Woody, it's because of the Minnesota Vikings. They can go 3-year, $90 million guaranteed. I don't know that will get it done, but if they do that, the Broncos could do that, but that might keep them from getting Cousins, and they might have to turn to Case Keenum.
If the Vikings had gone to the Super Bowl, they'd probably be more enamored with Case Keenum, and the Broncos would have a clear path to Kirk Cousins. But I don't think it's going to happen now. I believe, though, and I haven't heard much talk about this, John Elway tipped his hand the other day. When they went after Buffalo's quarterback, Taylor, I think he showed what he really wants to do is to get a, quote, bridge quarterback and draft somebody with a number 5 pick. Now, I could be totally wrong, but don't you think that means something, that maybe they're not all in on Kirk Cousins? I think they're going to take a run at him. And if Von Miller wants to get involved, write a check for half your salary.
Sell Girl Scout cookies. That's the easiest way to raise money.
Okay, guys, so have you heard anything? Have you heard if Kirk Cousins is planning to take a visit here and visit with John Elway in person? Because, Troy, you talked to Mike McCartney the other day.
Yeah, I mean, Mike McCartney told me nothing has been established yet. They were not going to tamper. Mike McCartney's an agent who's known for going by the book. But starting on Monday, that's when you can talk parameters of a deal. Deals can't become official until Wednesday. But you're going to know pretty early in the process on Monday, is Cousins going to play this out and take more than one visit, or is he just going to go to Minnesota? The Broncos are hopeful they can get him in the door. That's John Elway's strength, is what he knows. John Elway is a recruiter. He's one of the greatest of all time, and he will make Kirk Cousins feel loved. That was the issue with him in Washington, Woody. He never felt like he was their guy, and that's what the Broncos can say. We did this with Manning. You are our guy. I just don't know if they can win him from Minnesota.
I genuinely believe that he's going to take a trip to Denver. He's been here when he was a rookie quarterback, and they were thinking about drafting him in. I have gotten indications from my people that he's going to visit 3 places. That would be Minnesota, New York Jets, and the Denver Broncos.
All right, we'll find out what happens. But in the last week, Aqib Talib's been traded. What's the next move at Dove Valley coming? We hear C.J. Anderson, Troy, is the next one to go.
Yeah, and talking to C.J. Anderson late on Sunday night, he has not heard yet, but he fully expects that this could happen. He's making $4.5 million with no dead cap money. So if he were to return, which would be a bit of an upset, it would be at a much lower salary. I think they're going to get a guy in the draft in a Royce Freeman or a Sony Michel. But, yeah, he would go. They do have interest in keeping Todd Davis. I talked to Todd Davis today. He said he's interested to see what the market holds. The Broncos are willing to see what the market will hold for Davis, believing they could get him back on a 1-year deal. He might be, along with Corey Nelson, the only guys they attempt to sign of their own free agents, Woody.
I keep hearing about, well, the Broncos don't have the money. Well, they freed up $11 million. Trevor Siemian's going to give them another $2 million. Right. If they cut CJ, that's $4.5. They cut Watson. Even I know Elway's talked about him coming back. If they cut him, that would be another $4. That would place them in the range of $45 to $50 million. They can not only afford Cousins, but they can go out and get offensive linemen, a tight end, a wide receiver, and a cornerback.
Well, buckle up. The wild ride starts tomorrow, guys. All right, now it's time to go 360 here on Xfinity Sports Extra. Becky Hammon and the CSU men's basketball team. We're going to attack this story from all angles. CSU is planning to talk to Becky Hammon about being the next head coach of the men's basketball team, although no official interview has been set up yet. The greatest basketball player in Rams history, a male or female, learning the ropes from one of the best NBA coaches in history, an assistant to Greg Popovich in San Antonio. She'd be the first female head coach of a men's Division I program. But at age 40, she's also on track to be the first ever female head coach in the NBA. So let's go 360 on this, guys. Woody, let's start with you. From Becky Hammon's point of view, why would she be interested in taking over the men's basketball program in Fort Collins?
Unless I'm wrong, she'd be the first woman to ever coach a men's team. Pat Summitt almost had that designation. Peyton Manning, when he was in school, was pushing her to be named as the male